Welcome to I'm You Ministries Live Podcast. I am Reverend Dr. Latanya Rainwater.
And I'm Reverend Dr. Elizabeth Rainwater.
And today's topic will be about maintaining unhealthy relationships, basically keeping bad company. What do you think about that? Keeping bad company.
Well, when it comes to keeping bad company, all it's going to do is produce a negative outcome. So I just think that it's best to evaluate who you're around and make that decision if whether or not it's good for you to be around those people or that person, and how it's affecting you. Because when you keep bad company, it will affect you in some kind of way. And 9 out of 10 is not going to be good.
Yeah, I definitely agree with Elizabeth. Is that the risk of keeping bad company is that you become just like it. Mm-hmm. You know, maybe you didn't have the same qualities as that person. And then you look up, you spend enough time with them, you actually kind of adapt to their environment a little bit, and you actually begin to kind of partake in the things that they kind of do, that makes it an unhealthy relationship or bad company. So yeah, I do think negative results can enter into that relationship at some point. Maybe not right off the bat. Maybe you thinking that your positive qualities are rubbing off of them, and sometimes it does, and sometimes it does not.
And sometimes it doesn't rub off enough.
That's true.
But the negative side of that other person rubs off really, really well. Like one day you could not be doing something because of your morals and your values and stuff, and then one day you examine things and say that, well, that's not so bad what they're doing. That, it's not bothering anybody or anything like that. So there's nothing wrong with it. And then when you start thinking about things like it's not that bad, then you're gonna want to try it out your own self. And that's when it becomes something that's unhealthy, because that negative thing has now become a part of your life and your routine. It's just like if somebody, for instance, smokes, and you're like, oh, I don't smoke. And they're like, well, have you ever tried smoking before? And you're like, no, but I just don't like it. Well, how do you know until you try? And then you get to think, well, I don't know. If you decide that you're going to go ahead and try, or that, oh, well, they do look cool or whatever and stuff, then guess what? You're going to get the outcome of that. You're going to get the stained teeth, the bad breath. You're going to get everything that comes with smoking. You're going to get all of that stuff wrapped in one. So, I mean, and people don't look at that outcome. What is all these things going to do to me? What's it going to do to me? So, I just think that, when you know about the people that you're around, or somebody that you want to be involved with, and that it's not good, is this better to not attach yourself to those?
That's so true. It makes me wonder, why do we as human beings keep bad company around? At some point in everyone's life, we had bad company. Whether we knew we was in the presence of it or not at when we initially met or anything like that. That can be in family, that can be in friends, foes, whatever you attach yourself with. But how much of that is peer pressure, maintaining those relationships, especially for young kids, young adults, is that, hey, that's my friend, I must be around them. Or if I disassociate with that person, then it's going to look bad, or maybe the other people in the group is not going to want to be involved with me.
Or another thing, like whenever I was growing up, all the kids that was in kindergarten, they was in first grade together, second grade together, third grade on up and everything. So for some people, I grew up with this person. I know this person, they're not a bad person. And, I don't want to separate myself from them. It's like, sadly, jumping in one space and being one person, and then jumping in another space, being another person, because I don't want to separate myself from this other person. But the thing about it is that a little bit of peer pressure or a lot of peer pressure can come from keeping bad company because, like I said, you get asked things that you don't do and why you don't do it. And, and some people can be like, well, yeah, I see your point in that, but, here's my point. And which brings me to another aspect of this is that, when two people tell that both of their points and they weigh out the pros and the cons of it and stuff, that somebody's going to win in that. But if you stick to the fact that, you know what, I just don't do this, and I don't think this will be the right type of group of people for me to be around. Not that they're bad people, not that you have anything against them or anything. It's just that you don't want to change who you are to fit in. And half of the time, you're gonna have to change something about yourself to fit in that particular group. It's just like somebody who's, who doesn't serve God. When they come in the presence of other people who serve God, they're like, what do I do? Now I don't know what do I do? Do I clap? Do I, I've met people like that. I don't really know what to do in this environment and stuff. And and I'll still say that, be yourself, because God does all the fixing and the changing and stuff like that. You know how to be appropriate in different settings and stuff, all settings. You know how to be appropriate, but you don't have to walk around being fake. At the same time, you know where you're supposed to be, where you shouldn't be, you know who should be around, who you shouldn't.
Those are definitely good points. The way I look at it with company, when it comes to Reverend here, is I don't keep company that pulls me down, or I'm not growing in that relationship somehow. That's how when it ain't really good for you to be involved with that person, when you're always being pulled down, so much negativity. The way I look at it is you want good company. Good company, it elevates you, it's positivity, you're growing, and everything, you uplifting and you encourage one another. If somebody discouraging you, and that's not a relationship you want to have. And even like Reverend Elizabeth said, is that when it comes to Christians, relationships, keeping bad company, there is that somebody's going to win that battle. Especially as Christians, we always want to be someone that's super nice, and we don't want to offend anybody. And sometimes the people that we keep company with, you think you're better and everything because of your relationship with God, and maybe they don't really have one with them. And so they just pick with you. And you maintaining that relationship to keep a balance, is that I can be cool too. Well, you risk a lot with bad company. We can't express that enough. Even family members. Ooh, you know, that's a hard one. As Christians, you get saved, you like the light come on. All that. You happy, you excited, then you come over here, the light dim down. I don't believe the way you believe, and I don't know what's wrong with you. I don't want to talk to you. I think everybody has experienced that, something like that in a family, and that's a hard one keeping.
Or you think you too holy.
Yes, that too. That will come too.
You think you too holy. Ooh, I don't want that to get on me. What is that? Oh, it's time to go home.
I think we all, as Christians, have experienced that, especially if you're a new Christian, and maybe you're the only one that got saved in your family at that point, and you like, okay, why am I being treated differently? Yes, I have changed, but you know me. Know me.
But they know who you was before you got saved. And I mean, if there was any aspects that's sort of the same between the time you changed and who you was, then you probably still going through, the transition. But the fact of the matter is that, anybody, it's like you open up a fresh box of cookies. Everybody know when that's in the room.
Yeah.
Just
something about you that's different.
They're gonna look and they're gonna be like, wait a minute, you different. It's like when me and my sister were at a residency.
Just thinking about that.
We were at a residency, and it was in Spain, right? Yeah, it was Spain. And we went in there in the residency, and we were like, wow, there's some people looking at us. Why are they looking at us? And we just sat down, we were quiet, minding our own business stuff. If when we worked in the group, we worked in it. Even though people didn't really want to work with us, we didn't understand why. We gotta be there, we gotta pass grade and everything. But people just like some smell different in here, and I don't want to be around you. Let's hear them get this done so we can get away. Well, this one person, one day we got ready to leave, and they stopped us. They said, I've been noticing y'all in here during this residency and stuff. And they said that y'all just so composed and stuff like that. I'm just like, that's just the way we are. We ain't bougie or uppity or anything. We just sitting there really just chilling, just watching everything that go on and stuff. And just mind our own business and talking with one another, since everybody else didn't want to talk to us. But so then he said that, well, yeah, I had noticed there's something different about y'all. Said, what is? Said it's something different. What is that? And then he said, wait a minute. And he just looked at us. He said, y'all Christians, aren't you? And then we said, yeah. We're like, yeah, like Miss Brown. Yes. He showed me, he slid back. He's like, he said, oh, I knew it. He said, I knew, I just felt that presence. I felt it from way over there at my table, way over there. I just knew there was something different about y'all. And he was asking for prayer, so he's like, He said, you just don't know. Said he's talking about peer pressure and all kinds of stuff. We just look at it, we like, well, hey, you hang with that crowd. A lot of them, they was at the residency, they were very well composed until it got nighttime, and they turned to a whole nother complete set of people. They were like, we're gonna hit the clubs, we going drinking, and we're doing this, doing that, and they drugged this man with them. And here's the thing, because he opened up that door for that company, because he wanted to be cool and fit in, and he was older than them. Guess what? They drug his tail everywhere. And he was woe out. And he's just like, man, I wish that I ain't do that while, we were fresh. We went, saw the nice sightings and stuff like that. It was hot there, but we'll show some pictures and stuff about residency later on. But we just started looking and said to ourselves, you know what? Hey, I'm glad that that we are communicative and stuff like that with people, and nice and kind and everything like that. That's just natural for us and stuff. But I ain't in that nightlife. I'm in for the street lights off. I think, not unless it's church. If it's church, then I'm not in for that. But I'm not in that nightlife.
I think one of the most beautiful things as serving God is when somebody recognize that you belong to God, and they see those qualities, those characteristics that God's children should have in them. And I think that's an awesome thing. That's nothing I will ever be ashamed of. You see Jesus, oh yes, I'm excited. All right. What you want to know? You need prayer? Okay, come on, let's go. But that some people, they're ashamed of that. But you should never be ashamed that somebody sees something different about you, and it's a positive different. It's rough when it's a negative one. But I look at this, I can't tell you how many people ran. We can't keep bad company. We literally can't keep bad company. But you know what? When you look at these things, I remember cases. If I was wearing a necklace that had a cross on it or anything Christian, a T-shirt, or anything, people are either looking at the T-shirt. Ooh, what's that? I remember we was at a fair and we just walked by, mind our own business, looking for food and everything. Hey, you come here. What that shirt say? Ooh, girl. Ah, yes, you're a Christian. And then there's people that if you wear a cross on your neck, I didn't see that.
Mm-hmm.
The reaction. It's
Yep.
something.
Yep. Because when we was in Texas, we had put on our shirts for the ministry, and
Yeah.
we put on a shirt, and what did that shirt say?
Stay the course.
Yes, the shirt says "Stay the course," and we was wearing that shirt, and we was going to the way to go in our to our room, and we ran into these young folks that was there for this what is
Some
it
kind of
called?
like convention with different animes or
Mhm.
stuff like that. It's a huge convention. Unfortunately, we booked a trip and we didn't realize that
We didn't know what that was, so
we didn't know there was a
come.
convention.
Yeah, we come in there, we meeting Batman and
Ninja Turtle.
and we just like, whoa, back up. Cause I mean, when I was growing up and still nowadays, yeah, I don't do so well with people dressed up and stuff. You know, that not like in that kind of way, like, Ninja Turtles and stuff like that, or anime and stuff. It was kind of, weird to me and stuff when I was growing up. That was just scaring me. I could see you doing something for kids, characters, stuff like that for kids, stuff, but these are full grown people. But anyway, we was heading to the room, and I was wearing that shirt, and the person just they were walking, and they almost walked into the wall, and then they just paused and stopped and said, "What?" Said, "What does that shirt say?" And they were walking, and they were bumping into the people that they were with. It stopped just this one guy. It just stopped him in his track. What does that say? And then he read it, and he said, "What does that mean? What does that mean?" And he like, "I want to know what that means." They like, "Come on," dragging him away, dragging him on way to the darkness.
Y'all, we gotta tell you about that trip. That was something else. That was something else. I never been somewhere where they had that type of convention. Now I know, but this convention was so huge. I mean, you couldn't even walk. You couldn't go anywhere. You can step out of the resort and still encounter those people that was in the convention. And when I said they got in character, they really did. Some people they got out their clothes character kind of look.
Yeah, and we're looking up, and we getting ready to eat and stuff, and we're like, wait a minute, when you see a reflection as you coming out of the elevator, you like, wait a minute, I must be seeing something. What the rest of this person's clothes?
It's something. It's
all
something.
kind of stuff, and they were just proud about it. It was very bad. Some people, they had kids, and they came out, got their food, went right back to their room. They said, no, because they don't want their kids to, see people exposing their body and things like that. It was just real bad.
No, one way I can put it is they dress worse than they would during Halloween. So yeah. But we can tell you guys about that trip on another episode.
But back to that bad company, when I was when I when I was growing up, there was some kids in my classroom stuff that I thought, that I wanted to be around and stuff. And so in order to be around them, you had to, they said, okay, we got like this group, which really was just a clique. Because they were kind of like, if you looked at it, sadly, they was like the ones that, everybody else probably wouldn't typically be friends with. So they just made friends with each other, which I ain't find myself in that situation. I find myself, mingling with everybody. So I could be over here, there, and everywhere talking with everybody and stuff. Because I knew at the end of the day, I'm not gonna do what you're doing, even though I wasn't fully walking in Christ, at that young age. But I knew the difference between right and wrong, just like anybody else does. You know not to go in the store and steal and all that stuff, But, I found that whenever I was around these people, they were like, okay, in order to do this, okay, we're gonna buy snacks, and everybody gotta buy snacks, and everybody gotta do this to be a part of this stuff. It got exhausting, one day, people were supposed to be bringing some stuff and they ain't bring it. Or they bring some stuff and then I ain't bring it. They like, hold up. Like, okay, you need to bring this. But one day they made me mad in the group. So I ain't bring it. I'm like, wait a minute here. Why we got to do this? Why can't we just hang out like everybody else, go to the movies or play at the playground? So why I got to bring some snacks? So I went to the store. I got what they want now. I ate it. I ate it. I ate it. And they was like, where is it? And I brought what was left. And so, I got kicked at that group. Cause I ate some of that stuff up. But I ain't gonna be part of that no more. I was like, I'm not fitting in this too well and stuff like this. This don't make no sense. Why somebody got to bring some groove?
Yeah, and with another thing with bad company.
And I was hungry too, so I was like,
Another thing with bad company, I know is not only do they bring you down and you feel pressured, but it also costs you guys. It costs you it costs you with your character, but it also costs you out your pocket to hang with the
and it sure did. It sure did because there was a lot of kids in my classroom that you thought because they communicating with you and talking that y'all cool, and they let you know later on stuff. No, we ain't cool. I just did this because you a chump. If I ask you for a buck, you gonna give me a buck. If I ask you for some candy, you gonna give me that candy. And I was the main one in the classroom. They were always broke. I always had something. So every time they look up, they see me in the snack line. They're like, oh, Elizabeth, can you get me this? Okay. I was like, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes. So, okay, yeah, I get you and stuff. And then one day somebody said to me, said, Elizabeth, did you just buy that soda? I said, yeah. Can I get some? And I said, I ain't even opened it yet. Well, that's good because I don't want backwash from you. I said, but it's my soda. I ain't even opened it and you want it. I said, you better get on somewhere. You better go on somewhere because who you think you is that I should get, your backwash in my drink. And anyway, they probably thought that if they drunk on it, that I wasn't gonna want it. So then they were gonna take my drink and go on. And I had to start learning that don't be buying nobody no snacks. Don't be sitting up there giving.
And that happens
stop
with young
doing that.
people.
You thinking that okay, well, though they like me and stuff, they won't even let you sit at the table.
That's true.
Lunch.
That's it's so true.
And yeah, the only time that they'll sit over there with you for lunch is when their friends miss.
Mm-hmm.
And they do that stuff. And so I had to look at that and say to myself, you know what? I'm more valuable to this. And I know one thing, I ain't buying y'all nothing else. And when I started saying, oh no, I ain't getting you nothing. Well, what's the matter? You ain't got no money? I said, no, the problem is you ain't got no money.
I think the thing of it is that be mindful. Be mindful of the company that you keep. If it takes you out of character, that may not be a company that you should be keeping.
And you gotta learn to stand up for yourself as well. You can't just sit up there and okay, they doing this, so you do it, or oh, they asked me, I'm nice, so just keep on yes, 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 yes. Or
and you have to. That's another thing. That's another thing. Saying no. Spell it if you can't literally. You can't really get the words out in
yeah,
no.
Like, did you understand me? I said no. And then later on, I ain't gonna tell no lie. My favorite word ended up being no. And people just like, I ain't even gonna ask you because I know that the answer is no. Because usually it was yes, yes, yes. Later on, it was like, you know what, you better go on somewhere. Cause I'm not the one. I'm not gonna do your homework. I'm not going to buy you snacks. I ain't gonna give you my lunch ticket. So just get on somewhere. And half of them, they ask you for a lunch ticket, and they had one.
You have to learn, basically, you guys, what we're trying to express is that bad company, it can cost you. It can literally cost you all the way around. But it also takes away from you as well. You truly have to learn how to say no. And saying no is a good thing.
And how to make good decisions. Because the fact of the matter is you that ain't right when somebody just keep on using you. Somebody keep on using you and then talking about you, talking about how stupid you is.
Yeah,
and
that's
all that
right.
stuff. And when you look at it like, well, I was just nice, they ain't had nothing to eat or whatever and stuff, but they looking at it like I done got over on you. You really have to take a look at these things. I'm telling you that, a lot of people, they like, oh, I'm from this generation, I'm from that generation and stuff, and we so technical and stuff, and this and that. But I'm telling you, ain't nothing new. There's nothing new. And sadly, half of y'all are not addressing these issues as tough as a lot of us did back in the day. Y'all taking yourself out. And it's sad just for this company. Oh, they said for me to go hurt myself. Okay, I'm gonna go hurt myself. Yep. Okay, they said I have to, not wear that much clothes. I'm gonna not wear not much clothes so that I can fit in stuff. And falling for it. Back when we were growing up, stuff like that. If you did that, you're gonna be so degraded that you're gonna want to put on some clothes, or you're gonna be categorized. And or if you did something, like I said, is that everybody knew you for whatever you was. If you was if you was popular, then they knew you for being popular. But what was you popular for?
I think that's a good point. You compare it back to when we was growing up versus now. I'm sorry, versus now today. When we was growing up, bad company, like I said, you might have didn't know that it was bad company when you approached it, but later on you knew it as time went on, and then you cut it off because it was no good to you. But compared to nowadays, is that bad company is like catching a cold this today with these young people and even older people, and they don't mind keeping bad company because I must keep it if to gain this status or to be seen more. I don't care if they're kicking me in my teeth or they making me do this and do that. That's when bad company versus back then when we was younger, growing up in the school system and things like that, is that we wouldn't stand for that. Versus now, I think people stand for that a lot more. Is that they just convert to it more. They just take it. They take it more, and they sadly, because they feel that they don't have nobody else, they just have to have that company.
Well, sadly, and sadly for some of them, they're not standing up like they did back in the day. Yeah. Like when something was going on. I remember this one girl named Tiffany. When I was growing up, Tiffany T. When we were growing up, this girl, she lied. She lied and said that I said something to her, that I said, oh, I'm gonna beat you up or whatever and stuff. But really what I was trying to do is be friends with the girl. I gave the girl a lunch ticket. She said she ain't had nothing to eat. I gave her a lunch ticket. And if she was having problems or anything like that, I would tell her that, oh, well, maybe you should approach it this way or whatever and stuff. And I thought everything was going fine. Then she did something. I was like, I don't think that's right what you did. And I said, I'm gonna tell it. And so when I said I'm gonna tell it, and that she gonna be approached about that, because we all had older siblings. So if you told the older siblings or anybody that knew the sibling, then they were gonna approach that other sibling and say, hey, you need to fix this with the younger ones. That's what they did back when we was growing up. And so she went and told her brother that I said I'm gonna beat her up. Or that I'm gonna get somebody to beat her up. So we get ready to come. So we come to school and we get ready to go to get breakfast in the morning at the middle school. And we get ready to go in the lunchroom, and all these people just blocking the entrance way. And we like, wait a minute, something don't look right here. The girl standing there, she looking all sideways. Her brother standing there mad. He got his two cousins standing there and stuff. And then here we coming, and then my sister's friends were coming and stuff. And we get ready to go in the lunchroom. They like, hold up, wait. You said you was gonna do this to my sister? I said, I ain't tell your sister nothing. I said, your sister a liar. I said, that's what your sister is. I said, that's why she's standing there like that. I said, she a liar. I said, how in the world, if I was gonna do something to her, why give her a lunch ticket and stuff? I said, what I told her is to stop going around lying and stuff and stop doing what she was doing. And I said, she ain't like she lied. And so they were sitting up there fussing and stuff. Oh, you ain't gonna do. I said, I just told you, like they had a hearing problem back then too, y'all. I said, I just told y'all.
But see, you see how easily
all
that
all the older sibling stuff.
trying to keep that maintain a bad relationship, bad company, and you being good towards that person, but they just evil towards you, and how they can twist something just that quick, and then everybody can be in harm's way.
And
just
mind you, like I said earlier, I knew this girl since elementary school. So mind you, elementary on up to middle school, how that was. You know, trying to be nice to somebody that's just like, I don't like you. And when you say, well, dang, you didn't like me since elementary school. No, I didn't like you. Well, why? I just didn't like you. I ain't have a real reason, you know. You was nice and everything, stuff like that, but I just didn't like you. And I said, well, that's a poor excuse. And it really is. It's a poor excuse to not like somebody just because. And I know she had a reason, whatever that was, ain't no telling, but I got along with everybody and she necessarily didn't. But like I said, all the siblings came together and it was just saying, hey, ain't nobody gonna be beating on each other and stuff like that. And if you touch this one here, then the other ones was like, hey, they were gonna defend. You know, that's what they did. They ain't pull out no cell phone recording and stuff like they do today. Somebody get beat down to the ground.
Your beat down was private.
Yeah, it was private. It was like whoever was there right then and there. If there was gonna be a fight, it was gonna be everybody fighting right there.
Yeah.
About it, but there was gonna be a talk before that about why you getting that whooping. And so we was talking, everybody was talking like, hold up, ain't nobody do none of that and stuff like that. Like, hey, your sister alive. And it separated a lot of friendships that day. A lot of friendships got tore apart. And all because this lying girl. And sadly, and it didn't get resolved for years and stuff. And but this girl, she lied. And so later on, it got in her mother's ear about what had happened. And I ain't know this girl mama from nowhere. And her mother, she was in the military. And her mother one day contacted my mom, and her mom said, look at here, we ain't gonna have nobody sitting up there at odds with each other and stuff like that. We're gonna squash this. But she didn't know that the older sibling stuff had issues and stuff too, that girl caused a whole thing issue. So she brought her over there to resolve something with me, but she had created a whole nother thing with the other ones, and that didn't get resolved because she wasn't of knowledge of it. But so she brought her daughter over to my house when I was younger, and she said, hey, I want you to whatever this is stuff. I want you to resolve this. Why in the world are you two like that anyhow? And I said, well, it ain't me. I said, I done known the girl since elementary school. I said, and she always been nasty like that. I said, I don't know why. I said, but she told me she ain't like me. And I said that I hadn't done nothing to her. I said, I gave her lunch tickets. If she needed them, because she said she did. I ain't taking that she was lying, but she lied with no effort. And and I said, I talked to her, I never did anything. I said, then she started picking on me. And when I was younger, if you picked on me, I was gonna come back at you. I had something back for you. And she was like, she said, I said, but what did you say to me for I said that? And so her mother said, look, y'all to squash this. And she made us hug, but that girl didn't want to hug me because she just didn't like me for no reason. And so, she made us hug. She said she better not hear about none of that no more. But like I said, the older siblings and stuff like that, all that friendship was gone because that one girl, that one bad company that you try to keep along to be like, maybe they'll change. Maybe they'll see that I'm not a bad person or anything like that. And now that I'm just being nice to them, because they shouldn't really be hanging with this other one. But she just tore up a whole group of people. Just that quick. That's what bad company can do for you. And and then you got people that when they get with bad company and stuff, they tend to think that they can just cut it on and cut it off. I can be this person in this setting, and I can be this person in that setting. And sadly, at some point, those two personalities that you want to have on separate occasions, it's gonna collide.
Mhm.
And when it does, then it's gonna be a bad situation.
Yep. It definitely is, bad company. It can be in family, it can be in personal, um, personal relationships, friendships. It could absolutely be anywhere. The point that we're trying to make is that it completely changes you if you allow it. You spend enough time with it, it will impact you
And
and
belittling
ways.
that a lot of that company causes, family wise and friend wise, if you're not on the same page with them, then they just feel like I can belittle you. I can call you names and stuff because you want to be around me. And because they know you want to be around them, they're gonna call you every name in the book. They're gonna treat you any old kind of way because they like, you allowed me to be around you and I'm allowing you to be around me. And so they think that you're supposed to take that. And sadly, you invited that bad company. When you invite it, whether it's friend, family, or friend stuff, they gonna give it to you. They gonna treat you a certain way in front of their friends and stuff because they know you don't know their friends and stuff. But guess what? You find out they've been talking about you in front of them friends and behind your back and stuff. And then you gotta sit there and realize to yourself that wait a minute, even though we family or we friends or whatever stuff, this person don't really care nothing for me. And then you realize I'm in some bad company, but okay, I didn't pay for this game, uh this to go to this basketball game or whatever and stuff. Or I done said I'd come to this.
I think when bad company makes you feel when it makes you feel a certain way, where you question who you are and where you stand with things, where the lines get blurred, that's not a company that you should keep. I look at it this way: I become a pair of scissors, cut, cut, cut. Cut all kinds of relationships off, whether it's family, you cut, whether it's friends, you cut, personal relationship, you cut, 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 cut.
Yeah, because
Because
you're not obligated.
if it's not healthy for you, then it's not a relationship that you should keep. Now, if it's family, look here, I don't care if I grew up with you when we little peas in the pod. The bottom line of it is if it's an unhealthy relationship, you talking to me, negatively, you violent towards me, you just plain out no good, you gone. You gone because I don't think that's healthy. That's not healthy for an individual, whether you're a Christian or whether you're not a Christian.
But here's the funny thing about it is that sadly, all those things that they push out on you, if you push it out on them, you be cut quicker than that.
Yeah.
You be gone. They're not gonna take your lip. They ain't gonna take you talking that way to them. They ain't gonna take you sitting up there trying to pressure them to do nothing. They ain't gonna take none of that. So why are you taking it?
That's true.
You taking it because you feel obligated or because you feel like you gotta have their company? Because I can tell you this one, you can be miserable by yourself.
You gotta have boundaries. You gotta have boundaries, and whatever relationships that you form or try to maintain, it needs to be healthy ones, truly healthy ones, and you have to have boundaries, whether it's a healthy or unhealthy. I look at it as a cheeseburger versus a salad. The cheeseburger, you eat too many of them, you're gonna get fat. You eat enough salad, you might get a little skin. Which one in the long run gonna be good for you? That salad. That's how I look at it. Picking healthy. I must be hungry, but picking healthy picking healthy choices when it comes to a relationship. We got all these lists when we're trying to date somebody, but come on, you need to have lists whenever you building relationships with people. It needs to be positive, healthy relationships. You need to have boundaries, and you have to have respect for yourself and love for yourself, most importantly, because if you ever get involved with bad company or try to maintain bad company, it does take it messes with your self-esteem. It messes with who you are, your values, your boundaries begin to slide, go forward, go back.
Because you convert.
It
You
just
converting over there
it becomes a mess
to what aligns with that other person. you convert to what aligns with that other person, and it's like you don't exist no more.
Yeah.
And like I said, is that, whether it's family, friends, foe, or whoever and stuff like that. I mean, we've been in situations where, even people that's supposed to be Christians, stuff like that, you sitting up in the room with them too, and they treat you like you Casper in there. And you
Oh,
like, wait a minute, you don't see me?
it wasn't funny at the time, y'all, but here's a true story. I won't name no names, but it's a true story. We met this person. We thought that person was a Christian. Um, and we gone out, we had some, so we sat down, had a meal. Now, keep in mind, this was not our ideal, to go out and have a meal or anything like that. We just met the person, but we did it anyway. Sat down, had a meal. Nothing was wrong with that. But you know, after a while, and this person wanted to go to the movies
But
after
wait,
that.
Tanya, before then, they had to pray come out with us.
That's another thing. That would be a little different if you didn't know, if you thought you was keeping bad company or anything like that. But in
If you
this
keep back coming, you ain't got to pray about it. Just don't go.
in this case, this person was wishy-washy. They was literally everywhere, and not a good company to keep. We learned that, and they off on their way, we on our way. But the thing of it is that what we notice is that I have to pray about. Now they initiated going somewhere, and then I have to pray about it. I'm like, I didn't even initiate going anywhere with you, and you're saying you have to pray about it. And it wasn't no bad. We weren't going to bad places. I want to go to the apple orchard, and it wasn't even my idea. Never been to one, and I would like to go to the apple orchard, but I have to pray. Why you call me? Don't call me. Click. Don't call me. If you haven't made up your mind that you wanted to connect and be around people and stuff like that, then you know what? You might don't need to dial the number. Need to go left instead of right. Things like that. You guys don't stand for that. And even that can be a tricky thing, keeping bad company. And sometimes, like I said, you don't know. We was a part of this Bible study group. Well, we thought we was amongst some Christian people and everything, and we get in the Bible study, they gossiping, shoot, they worse than the regular average person. But then that person had the nerve to say, I was thinking about sleeping with somebody before I came here. I said, you said that out loud, man. Now it'd be different if the person wanted prayer, can you pray with me that I don't want to do that before marriage or whatever. But that person, they just want to announce that.
And they ignored it.
Just want to announce that. A couple of us could not ignore that part.
Yeah, the other person just went on talking and everything like that. And we just like, wait a minute, did you just hear what this man just said? Wait a minute, I don't stop with all that over there. You heard what this man has said, and then everybody trying to figure out, well, the people who care is trying to figure out what the heck is going on with this man and stuff. Well, other people just like, I don't care. And I'm like, you know what? You and you're not caring. That's why things is happening to people and right in front of your eyeballs, because you just sitting up there acting like I don't see it, but you saw it. And then when something happens to the person, then you like, oh, well, I saw them a week ago or whatever, but I don't know what was happening with them. I don't know why this happened. Well, if you took 2 minutes and actually said hi to the person and sat down with them or whatever and stuff, then you know what's going on with. But so many people, they so up here, and you so down here that they can't stop for 1 minute to say hi, nothing. I mean, it's just like it's like when we go to churches. I have a specific one in mind, but I ain't gonna say where. When we went to this particular one, they say turn around, greet your neighbor. Now, typically, you go in a Pentecostal church or whatever and stuff like that, turn around, shake her hand, shake it like they're gonna follow. Oh, they'll do it. They'll follow those instructions. They'll hug you. Oh, bless you, my sister, and everything. This church we went to, they said turn around, greet your neighbor. We're looking at their back. All you see is back and bottom. They like, I'm gonna greet the people in front of me. I don't care about them people back me. And mind you, these same people would come every time we there, come and stand in front of us. And when they say turn around, greet your neighbor, roll their eyes, turn forward, and wouldn't greet us. And so they kept on doing it. And I'm like, what you sitting here for? You obviously don't like our presence. We ain't done that to you. You don't know you. You don't know us or nothing like that. And they just kept showing us out this turning their back. And so when the pastor said, turn around, greet your neighbor, and they sat there like they sat in front of us again, I knew what we was gonna get. You know, I've been looking at this for years now, the back of them. I said, said, shoot, my feet tired, my legs hurt, so I'm not standing around here waiting for your back to turn around, shake no hand. I sat down. I shook whoever was back behind me. I greeted people on side and sat down.
I think the thing of it is, I think that's important because as Christians,
you gotta learn when to be like
Christians inside the church building, maintaining relationships there can be bad relationships as well. Because you want to fit in. That's just human. Now, people need people, and you want to fit in, and you don't know nothing about nobody, and they don't know nothing about you, and you try your best to greet people and be positive and everything, but sometimes that's a hard thing to navigate, like I said, when it comes to being Christians.
Sometimes you just gotta let it go, and you gotta positively let it go. That hey, it's like I said, hey, I done seen this for months and months on. I'm sitting down.
You gotta know.
I'm gonna sit there looking at back
I
at
think
you.
it comes down to knowing when to approach certain different relationships and when not to. If you see it with your own eyes, like I said, there's cases where you don't see it right off the bat, but when you definitely see it and it was funny when you first interacted with it, you might should go the other way.
Yeah,
it's not going to be anything good.
Yeah, how you gonna sit there and see a bear trap and go walk in and step your leg up in your foot in your leg and then get caught up in it and get it all tore off when you saw it? Like that's the thing that bothers me is that whenever people see something going on and they step right on in it.
Yep.
Or they accept it because it's a Bible group and maybe if I keep going they'll like me. They ain't like you when you stepped in that door. And they gonna like you when you step out. Why? Because if there's something different about you or you done voice how you think and they got a good idea about that, you ain't never ever ever go fit in that group. Never. And that's like with friends too. Some of them will keep you around because I like your presence. I like your presence. You're funny. You're nice and everything. But I know what not to invite you to. I remember when me and my sister were in the choir. This lady, she invited my sister to some things.
Yeah.
And then some things she invited me to. I'm like, what's up with that? Oh, I don't think that both you and your sister should do things together. And also, I mean, that's unhealthy. And if it wasn't that, it's just that she just liked it. You can go to this and she can go to that or whatever stuff. And I explained to this woman that look at here. I have a great relationship with my sister. We, sometimes you don't like things each other say or what you do or whatever stuff. Still my sibling. But if I sit up there and sever that relationship stuff, it's not gonna be good later on. That's gonna turn into some bad company because that trickle on down from whoever that person that has the problem down to their kids, down to their spouse and stuff. And this is gonna be some downright bad company because they're gonna be like, I don't care to see that person. You said they did this.
Yeah, when bad company creates division, that's another good point. When bad company creates division amongst the other people that you're around that you know to be good company and they're bad company, and it creates such a division that becomes an issue as well. Those are red flags, y'all. Anything that divides you or pushes your boundaries and who you are, that's nothing that you should be around. And that's the point that we're trying to make, and we hope that you guys definitely enjoy this episode, and we'll love send us some comments about what else you would like us to talk about or to share more about ourselves and things like that. Now, also, you guys take a look at our website. We have great services out here. It's www.I, the letter I, am, the letter U, ministries.com. www.imuministries.com. We offer great services, you guys. We offer mentoring, for the military, academics for students, things like that, self-development. We got courses that if you guys want to see what kind of courses we create that's biblical versus the topics that out here in this world that's you guys want to see women in ministry, things like that, disassociating with churches. We got things like that for online courses. We also got home-based study programs, you guys, for those who want to gain even more biblical knowledge. And we have certificates and associate's degree in that too.
And the great thing about it is it's accredited.
Yes, they all accredited. You guys will receive a certificate from everything's accredited, and awesome things. We even do motivational speaking. You guys are welcome to contact us on that website, www.imuministries.com. Maybe you might want to be a guest to podcast. Now keep in mind, y'all, we want Christian people, are people that talk about things that they're doing out here that can help somebody else. Now, we don't want that mess, where you talk about something else that don't make no sense, that can't help nobody or can't inspire or motivate anybody. Now, please keep that in mind when you do apply for that podcast. Now, no. We need to keep things professional, and positive out here, because we want to be examples for everybody out here in a positive way. We want to impact their life in such a positive way. We want to help educate, and we want to help us inspire. So if you can't do none of that, you can't be up on this podcast.
Yeah, and that's the truth. That's just the way that it, and that's just the way it is. Because that's like with us. Hey, you won't want us Christians on your podcast, and we talking about Jesus up there, but you don't have nothing to do with Jesus. You be like, wait a minute, I didn't tell you come up here and talk about Jesus. So I want y'all to understand how important it is these days to inspire people and to encourage other people and uplift them, and to have stories that's going to help people both that are young and of older age, because we're all listening out here. I know that I watch a lot of people's podcasts, and I watch a lot of people's YouTube channels and stuff. And we love funny stories and stuff too. If
you got a testimony, we would love to hear it. We would love to hear it. You need prayer, we love to pray. You want the word, we love to get a word. So so it's not a problem in doing that. It's just that this ministry is very special to us, and we want to keep it, where it's helping somebody and where it's positive and where it's godly. We want to keep those things intact, because this ministry was given to us. So we are definitely grateful for God even blessing us to develop this ministry. And so we take very care of it like a precious diamond. Polish it off every day, y'all. And also, if you guys don't know, we also have the ELR shop. It's on Etsy. And reason why I mention that is because that anything you buy off of their educational thing, because we was teachers, and because like I said, we like to educate and inspire, and so we have all kinds of great things on there if you guys don't know about that. And that is the ELR shop on Etsy. And
most importantly, what I want to tell people about the ELR shop is that please read the banner, read the instructions and stuff, everything that's in there for a product. Please download your purchase after you buy it, because it says to download. It says there's digital downloads. It's not coming in the mail. This makes it more easier for people that's around the world. That's why we created it that way, for it to be digital, so that teachers in different countries can get it. It's so that all you have to do is have a printer, or you can pull it up at school and print it somewhere, or you can pull it up at your job, or go to the post office or somewhere and print it off. You print as many copies as you want and stuff. You don't have to just have one, until the day that, we decide to put it in printed copy. This is the best format that we thought would be such a gift to everybody, to be able to print as much as you want. So please, whenever you do purchase something, download it. Hit that button and download it. And if you're new also, if you pay attention to, there's a new video that we had put out. It's probably in the shorts area. If you pay attention to that video there, if you're a new customer, contact us and we'll give you 50% off of your first purchase.
Yes, and that's a great deal, you guys, because all these proceeds, what people don't know, unless you have followed us and you know about the ELR shop that we have outside of the IMU ministries, is that all proceeds goes back into ministry. And so nothing is used anywhere outside of that. It strictly goes back into ministry. And same thing with IMU Ministries. If you donate, if you go on our website and you feel compelled to donate in any shape or form, is that all of those proceeds go back into ministry, whether it's educational rise, whether it's helping scholarships for young people to be mentored or to get a degree or to take courses and things like that. So
community outreach.
So it truly helps other people.
Yeah. It's definitely not going to us. That's not something that we do there. We know that a lot of people, they take funding and they put it where it's not supposed to be, but that's not what we're doing. We put it back out there literally. We were the type of people that when we had our job, we were paying for other people to have shoes and clothes and stuff. So that's where our heart is to give it back, put it back out there to help other people. And so by you donating, you're going to be able to bless this ministry, to be able to be a blessing to somebody else.
And you guys, there's a lot of shorts that we have on this on our YouTube channel. So please take a look at IMU Ministries YouTube channel. It's got the same logo right here, y'all. And please click, please like, and please comment, because we love to conversate with you guys. And check out these videos, y'all. Check out these videos. We got women in ministry talking. We got talking about the Holy Ghost. We got things talking about a trip that we've been on. The ministry itself, if you guys haven't taken a look at that video, that's a great video to learn about more of what we do. Or you can go on that website, www.imuministries.com. Because these things are important. It helps you guys get to learn who we are. And also you guys get to hear about topics that are booming out here, because we surely gonna talk about it, but we're gonna also talk about it in a positive way. And whatever is not so good about that topic, we'll even tell you about that as well. We try to keep it real, y'all. Keep it very well. But yeah, you guys go check out the videos, y'all. Click, like, subscribe, whatever you guys do. We see a lot of viewing. We see a lot of comments and things like that. One big video, I think it's 3.4K and over 591 comments. And they keep coming, y'all. And they just, you guys are inspired by our journey and where we've been and what we're doing. And, spread them things to the videos too, y'all. Go ahead and we love to see you guys comment. We love to conversate with you guys, and
love to be able to shout out somebody with their questions. If you ask us something, we can be like, hey, Tisha said this, wanted to know this question, so here's your answer to this. And we just love to do that. And love to just be able to connect with other people. So that would just be a blessing to us if y'all will go ahead and do that, and look up there when in that community area when we're having
Yes.
like polls of what we should do next, or putting little clips and things and stuff like that, or whatever we put up there, interact with us. We ain't gonna bite.
Now, for those that are doing that, thank you, thank you for all of that. And for those that aren't doing that, get involved, y'all. Come on, get up off that thing. Get involved. Get involved. We love you guys, and we have very sense of humor. But we are serious about getting more involved. Taking a look at these videos. These videos are important. It's going to help inspire. It's going to help educate somebody and hopefully save somebody one day. So please take a look. We're going to dive even more deeper in more conversations, that help the youth out here that's on this internet. We're going to get deeper, y'all. And we're also going to talk more about generational curses. So,
but before we do that, we have to discuss this. Tanya got a topic, and then I got a topic, but it's gonna be mine. We're gonna talk about another topic next time, but like I said before, I ain't gonna tell you because just never know.
That's true. That's true. But we are going to get to that generational curses because some of y'all have requested that. And y'all, the good thing about it, we're not going to tell you when we're going to do the generational curses video, but it will be a family affair. All right, you guys, we got to get out of here, but you guys have a blessed week. Hope you enjoy this episode. And like I said, try out them other ones, y'all.
Bye, y'all. Stay blessed.
Bye. As another powerful episode comes to a close, we want to thank you for joining us on this transformative journey. If these stories have touched your heart and inspired your faith, don't miss out on future episodes. Subscribe to the IMU Ministries Live on your favorite podcast platform and stay connected with us. Together, let's continue spreading the love of Christ and making a difference.